G'day, it's JB back with another session of Pure Fishing TV. We're up here at Coffs Harbour with Robbie Lang on the Coffs Coast Sport Fishing Adventure Tour. We're going to spend a day on the water snapper fishing. It's the start of the winter snapper season and we're looking for some big fish. But there's no doubt that preparation is the key to a successful day on the water, and good days on the water don't come that often. So we're just going to run through the gear that you need to get out on the water successfully and how we set it up. So as I said, preparation. We've got all of our jigs and our hooks set up in a tackle box by weight and size so that we know exactly what we need to tie onto our outfits. That combined with a tub of bait. Our gulp has been set up in a big waterproof container. We can get to it dead easily. Got a good seal on that. We've got all of our gulps set up in a container that contains the juice. It keeps them moist, easily accessed for the session that you need on the boat. You're not fooling around with bags and trying to open those. We've just got the bait set up nicely there. We can get them onto our jigs dead easily. The rods and the reels have all been spooled up, and very importantly, tie your leaders on the day before you go. Last thing you want to be doing is tying leaders in a rocking boat. That's very, very difficult. Get the rods, the reels all set up, properly spooled, the drag set, so that all you need to do on the boat is tie your jig on, get your bait on, and get a good captain like Robbie to get you on the spot and get your bait in the water to catch a big snapper. There's some other tools and tricks of the trade that we're going to show you when we're on the water fishing tomorrow. Hopefully we'll convert all of this into some good snapper, maybe a kingy, maybe a pearl perch, maybe something else. We'll see what happens on the day. But basically get yourself prepared. If you're prepared, you only have to go fishing. So there's our advice for a good day on the water. Check out purefishing.com.au for more tips and tricks and also some prizes that you can win if you jump on the website. So all of our jigs are set up in our little tackle box by weight and by hook size so that we know exactly what we want to grab when we need it for a specific situation. Snapper fishing usually occurs in 6 to 30 metres of water, and you've also got tide and wind to contend with, so you're going to need a variety of jig weights and hook sizes. So this is set up from 3/8 through to about 3/4 of an ounce, 5/0 hooks and 7/0 hooks, which suit our 5-inch and 7-inch gulp jerk baits and other baits that we're going to use. You would probably start off by choice with about a 1/2 ounce 5/0. That will suit a 5-inch bait and a 7-inch bait. Depending on water depth, if you're finding with a larger bait you're not getting to the bottom, you might want to arc it up to a 5/8 or even a 3/4 ounce jig to get to the bottom. But bear in mind that you want to use the lightest possible jig for the water conditions that you find yourself in. The fish don't naturally see things plummeting past their nose, so keep the weight as light as possible for the conditions that you find yourself in. So that's a quick rundown on jig weight and hook size. Snapper 5/0 to 7/0, 3/8 to about 3/4 ounce jigs, and that should get you in the ballpark. We've got some other toys that we're going to show you on the boat tomorrow that are a new innovation in jig fishing, and it's called an elevator bomb. And basically it is a 2 ounce or a 4 ounce lead weight, a bullet shaped lead weight, whereby we've attached simply a hook that has a grub keeper, and that is attached with 2 owner hyperwire heavy duty split rings. So that's a very flexible connection. You can see that when you tie your line to the eye here and the bait is attached to that grub keeper hook, that will plummet to the deeper water, that 30 sort of metre water or even deeper possibly, very quickly compared to a conventional jig which has a bit of a planing action and wants to get away from you. If you want to get up and down very quickly, we're going to be using these elevator bombs. We'll get vertically to the bottom very rapidly, and then when we jig it, it has a great pivoting jig action. So these are a new thing you need to look out for. They'll be in the stores very soon. Now, we've already said that you need to have the leader attached to the outfit prior to getting out on the water. You don't want to be doing that on the boat. The ideal snapper outfit for East Coast snapper fishing is a rod that's somewhere between 6'6" to 7'6" in length and has enough power to handle braid lines up to about 20 pound. In this instance, we're going to be using the brand new Patriarch series rod and reel from Fluger. This is spooled up with fireline, 14 pound fireline, and we've attached a 40 pound fluorocarbon leader to that. The leader is about 1 metre to 1.5 metres long, You need enough leader so that the fish can't see this bright green line, and they're only focusing on the target, and that is the bait and jig that you've got set up. So that fluorocarbon leader takes that visibility out of the system and the fish is just looking at the bait. The reason why we have a rod this long, there are situations where you need to be able to cast your jig into washes and cliff faces. A short rod is a difficult rod to cast. A long rod is a difficult rod to fight fish with. So you've got to try and strike a nice balance, a nice medium, and we've found that that 6'6" to 7'6" length gives you the best opportunities to cast, but also the best opportunities to fight a fish with a good stout lever in the bottom section of the rod. So the Fluger range, the Patriarchs, the Berkley drop shot range, there's some specific rods set up in there that will suit this type of fishing that we're going to head out and do tomorrow. So that's a bit of a rundown on the rod. The reel size, you want about an 040 size, something that's going to run you a couple of 100 metres of 14 to 20 pound braid. The 040 Fluger Patriarch or the SX40 Sauron Abu Garcia, the 040 Fluger Arbor series, any of those reels will be ideal. You do need a fantastic drag system, and all of these reels have that, so smooth line delivery when you're fighting the fish is important. An outfit like this is going to run you about $300 to $500, a reasonable investment, but a good investment in tackle will pay off as a good investment in your fishing life, so look for those sorts of things in the tackle store. That's kind of what you need for jigs, baits, rods, line, leader. We're going to show you some knots a bit later, some new knots, and we're going to show you some pretty neat new products. So jump onto purefishing.com.au, check it all out.